In Korea, I was stationed in the same place the whole time.
Well, where were you stationed?
I have no idea. We never knew where we were. I only knew when I first went to the first duty station, we were 42 miles northeast of Seoul. You understand, Seoul has nothing in it, had nothing in it then. Absolutely nothing. The streets, all the streets were sand and mud. They had one paved road, I think it was in Incheon, that connected that with Seoul. And that was all crumbling like an old country road, all patched and everything. But there was absolutely nothing. There was only dirt roads. You could see no houses. Maybe in a distance you could see a little hut. There was the street signs had no, they had no signs. The streets, well, there weren't any streets. It was just these dirt roads that went around and around one mountain after the other. There was just, the whole place was Korea. Now, I don't know whether North Koreans like that or not, but South Korea was. And you just go around one mountain after another, and there's no street signs, there's no signs that say this way to Seoul and that way to, nothing like that. No directions whatsoever. I don't know how the soldiers got around that had to take us places. But we moved from place to place, but we don't know how we got there. We don't know. We never could find our way back if we had to. That's all I can tell you.
What did you have to do?
What?
What did you have to do?
In the MASH unit?
Yeah, when you were placed, like what were your duties?
I can't hear you.
What were your duties?
The same as in any other nurse's place, just same as in a hospital. Just when the patients came in, they would be wounded. I was working in the pre-op section, so I took care of the patients when they came in from the front line. You know, we had to take their blood pressure, and we had to look at their wounds, see whether they had to go to the operating room before somebody else, and you know, the more serious the wound, the quicker we tried to get them to the operating room. We had to give them blood all the time because they all needed blood. They all needed painkillers because they were all in pain, so we gave them painkillers. And we did as best we could to just kind of soothe them until they could go to the operating room. And then after they went to the operating room, then they took care of them. The operating room did it. And then there was the post-op people, and they took care of them after they were operated on.
Okay. So, tell me what you're doing there with a gun, Mom.
Well, I got not an aide. Well, he was an aide too. I got one of the officers to take me over to my friend Mary, who was in another MASH unit. And so one day we went over to see her. And he went off someplace else to visit one of his friends, and I stayed with Mary, and I had lunch with her, or lunch I guess it was. And we talked, and whatever talk. That's about all you can do. You can't do anything else. Talk and eat.
Were you issued a gun? I mean, did nurses have guns?
Some of the nurses had guns. I guess I could have got one if I wanted one, but I didn't want one.
Oh. You had said once that somebody came into your tent one night.
Yeah.
What happened?
We don't know who they were. They were men, and one of them put his hand up her dress or up her nightgown or whatever she had on underneath the blankets or whatever we had, and she woke up and she started to call out, "Get out of here" or something. And she woke another nurse up, and by the time the other nurse got a flashlight on this guy, he was gone. And they called the guards, and the guards went after him, but they never got him. After that, we had shoot to kill orders. And some of the nurses did have guns under their pillows. They did. I didn't.
What do you think was the best thing you did while you were in Korea?
I suppose the most rewarding thing was going to Korea and taking care of those patients, because they were so damaged, they were so hurt, and they were just giving him a shot to help the pain, because they coming from the front lines, they had a lot of pain and bleeding and ready before operation. So I suppose that would be the most rewarding.
we're really proud of you for for being a nurse in the Korean and World War II, and
Well,
enjoy
anybody,
sharing.
almost anybody could have done it. It's just that I happened to have the opportunity, and I'm glad I did. I'm happy with what I did.